who is a county representative. That's okay. Director Lynn, Dennis Lynn, from the county.
I guess this is sunshine law, right? There's nobody in my office.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Director Suji will not be able to join us. Director Sal.
President NELHA conference room.
Director Hilton.
Present here in my office alone.
Director Wilshire.
Here in the conference room.
Director Wilshire is the new RAC secretary. Director Wicker.
Present alone.
Okay, I think that's roll call. Director Kim.
Present by myself.
That's it for the roll call on the directors. As far as other folks, so in the conference room, Laurence Sambardier, Deputy Director NELHA.
Faustine Edge, Administrative Assistant NELHA.
And we have two, John Cole, AG.
Yeah, I'm here and alone in my office.
Pam Madden from NELHA, if you could let us know if you're alone.
She chatted. She is.
Okay, she in the chat, she indicated she was. We have one more visitor, Chun KB from DHHL. Typically, there are issues with the audio.
Yeah, he chats usually.
Please let us know if there's anything you would like to indicate, Chun KB. And finally, we have 3 candidates. To maintain privacy, I will not ask them to give their names, but they are available. I think that's it, Chair.
Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, we're just admitting someone else, Mark Liddell from Hawaii Public Radio.
Okay. Thank you, Laurence. For today's meeting agenda, we'll be going into executive session to interview the top 3 candidates recommended by the Permitted Interaction Group for the position of Executive Director for NELHA. We have a quorum for the entire meeting, and we anticipate taking a vote following the interview process. In accordance with HR policies, we have respected the candidate's request to keep their identity confidential at this stage in the process. As a result, we have not announced the identities of the top 3 candidates that we will be interviewing. Before we go into executive session, is there any public testimony that anyone would like to provide on this agenda item of the new executive director candidates?
In the chat, there was no remarks. Just here to keep informed from Kay Chun.
Thank you so much.
Chair, I just had one thing to mention. I think there's an agenda item that precedes the executive session having to do with so I just wanted to make that point.
Yes,
it sounded like you were heading that way. So
yeah, no. We're I had to do the public testimony before we did that. Yes, thank you. So if there's no public testimony on the agenda item of the executive director candidates, then we're going to move to new business. And the new business on the agenda is to welcome the new board member, Dr. John Wiltshire, who was elected as the Secretary of the Research Advisory Committee at its December 2nd, 2024 meeting. Director Hilton, did you have anything you wanted to share?
Well, I just wanted to thank Dr. Wiltshire for being willing to step up and serve in this capacity. He lives locally there on the Big Island. He's got a very long resume that you can peruse that was included with the board book. For board members that don't know, among many things that John had done over the course of his career with the University of Hawaii included, he was director of the Hawaii Undersea Research Lab that operated the 2 Pisces submersibles that had a long history of inspecting the NELHA pipelines over the years. Unfortunately, those assets are no longer online, but John's wealth of experience over the years, I think, will be a very welcome addition to the board. And if he wants to say anything, I'd open the floor to him, but we're really glad to have him.
Thank you very much, Alan. That's a very kind welcome. I've worked sort of in association with NELHA probably for 20 years, running the Pisces submersibles, which surveyed the deep water pipes here, and also in association with several of the projects here at NELHA, including a number of the OTEC projects, including Mackay Ocean Engineering. And it's been my pleasure to do that for a long time. Also, at one point in my career, I was the chair of the Department of Ocean and Resources Engineering at the University of Hawaii, and we had a number of students who worked over the years at NELHA on various projects. And, I go back a long way with Alan Hilton. In 2011, Alan and I chaired the Oceans 11 meeting of the Marine Technology Society at the Hilton Waikoloa Village, and we had a record attendance of 1,500 people at that time, many of whom came down here to NELHA to look at it, and we ran some tours here and had a lot of wonderful support from NELHA. So it's a pleasure to sort of shift hats and come to help direct the place after being associated with it for so long. So thank you for thinking of me in this capacity, Alan, and it will be a pleasure to serve.
I just had one follow-up about that Oceans meeting in 2011. Some of the NELHA staff might remember, I'm not sure if any current board members do, but we actually held a NELHA board meeting at that facility in association with that conference. And NELHA had an exhibit set up. And anyway, it was a different time, but it was a great event. And yeah, I recall those close ties we had with NELHA at the time. Anyway, thank you.
Well, Dr. Wiltshire, welcome, and thank you for all of your work. As someone who you've never met, or maybe we met a long time ago, I have been the benefactor of a lot of the work that you've done for HURL, using it for a number of, using the data, especially before it went offline, for a number of projects and efforts. So thank you very much.
Thank you. And we'll look forward to contributing more.
Thank you. Well, I also want to take the opportunity, it's not on the agenda, but since we're welcoming new board members, the County of Hawaii has designated 3 individuals to work with us. And Dennis Lin, welcome to the board. And thank you so much for getting up to speed so quickly. What has it been, 8-9 days?
Yes. Thank you so much, everybody. Deputy Director for R&D here for Hawaii County. I'm very excited to be part of this organization. I just got off to speed like this morning with the board packet that was sent out. But I guess I can discuss something in the executive session after, but happy to be part of this organization. Thank you.
Yeah, will do. Thank you. Okay, with that then, John, I don't think we have any additional items. So at this time, we'll move into executive session.
Motion.
Do we need a first and second? John, you're on mute, John.
Oh, do we need a motion to go into it? Sorry.
Yeah, you do. And also, please let me give the exception that we're following to be able to use executive session. It's under HRS Section 92.5A2 to consider the higher evaluation, dismissal, or discipline of an employee where consideration of matters affecting privacy will be involved.
I'll make that motion in reference to the statute just described.
Second.
Seconded.
Any discussion? All right, is there any opposition to the motion? Okay, hearing none, the motion is hereby passed.
Okay, you could just a few moments to move folks to the waiting room.